Hello again, everybody. Today's video is going to be on prefixes and suffixes. Okay, so more specifically, before I start the lesson, I want to explain to you what is a prefix and a suffix. Okay, so I'll just read this little excerpt I have here about what is a prefix and a suffix. A prefix is a word part added to the beginning of a word that changes the word's meaning. A suffix is a word part added to the end of a word that changes the word's meaning. Learning the meanings of prefixes and suffixes will help you expand your vocabulary, which will help improve your writing. Okay, so that's pretty much what the meaning is. And if you're scratching your head right now, you're like, what did he just say? Relax, don't worry. I will show you some examples before we start the lesson. Okay, so let's look at what a root word is now, because that's definitely tied into prefix and suffix. You can't have a prefix or a suffix without a root word. What is a root word? A root word is a word or word part that can form the basis of new words through the addition of prefixes and suffixes. How does a prefix and a suffix go with a root word? For example, preview has a root word of view plus the prefix pre. Acting has the root word act. ing is merely the suffix. Okay, so I'm just giving you some examples here of basically what does a prefix and a suffix look like. Okay, because I can give you the definition in various ways, but unless you actually seen what I mean, it's going to be confusing. Okay, and if you're still scratching your head, relax, don't worry. I'm going to do an activity now on the video that'll show you some examples of some more prefixes and suffixes. Okay, but just think of prefix as like what's in front, like the pre-show or the preview. Those are other prefixes actually. Well, preview, that is, not pre-show but preview. It comes in the front. Okay, like preview here. Okay, acting. We have the word act. That's the root word, and then ing. Okay, so that's the suffix, the ing. Okay, or it could be acted, like that. Okay, so I'm going to give you some more examples on what are some other types of prefixes and suffixes now. So if you're kind of scratching your head, relax, okay? Let's take a look at those now. So here's the activity I'm going to do for my demonstration for this video. And as you can see, it's talking about prefixes, root words, and suffixes. Okay, so here are the directions. Write the prefix, root word, and suffix of each word in the correct box. Not all words will have each part. Okay, so what they mean by not all words will have each part, it means that you won't, for this example here, tallest, you have tall as the root word and est as a suffix. So you're not going to fill in a prefix for that. So it's telling you right up front that your answers are either going to be a prefix and a root word, or such as tallest, a root word and a suffix. Okay, so for this activity and this lesson, it'll be like that, and so will the bonus activity. It will be very similar in this regards. Okay, so let's take a look at the first word now, or the next word I should say. We've already done tallest. Let's look at unhappy. So we have unhappy here, and I want to say the root word for unhappy would be happy. Okay, so pretty much we've already answered what it's going to be. It's going to be a prefix or a suffix because there is the two letters un or un that are in front of happy. So that is the answer for unhappy. Preschool. Okay, so I'm going to look at the root word first, because once I figure that out, then I'll be able to know if it's a prefix or a suffix. So for preschool, I know the root word is school, And again, that pretty much gives me the answer for whether it's a prefix and a suffix or a suffix. And the answer, it's going to be a prefix because pre is in front of the word school. So that's our answer for preschool. Disappear. Again, I'm going to look at the root word for disappear. And the root word for disappear is appear. And then, so having figured out what my root word is, I know the word, the prefix will be dis, D-I-S, to make the word disappear. Okay, looking at younger. Okay, so for younger, I want to find, again, what the root word is. So I know that the word young fits what the root word is. And once again, I know that this word younger is going to have a suffix er, and that'll be my answer for younger. So the root word for younger is young and er. Okay, looking at become. So again, I'm going to look at what the root word is, and I've determined that it's come. And then having determined that it's the word come, I know that be is the prefix because it is used when you're used in the formation of verbs. Okay, so when you're using the formation of verbs for with the word be, it's always going to be a prefix. Okay, so that's become. Next word is misspoke. Again, I'm going to look at the word, the root word, and it's going to be spoke, which means the other answer will be, it'll be a prefix, and that's miss, M-I-S. Okay, looking at ungrateful, the root word there will be grateful, and then well, I've already answered the question, so it's going to be a prefix because the word in front of grateful is un, so it's un is the prefix. Looking at replay, I know the root word for replay is play, so therefore we know that the word that's in front of play is re, and that's a prefix. Looking at the word worthless, I'm going to, again, figure out which one is the root word, because this one could be a little tricky because you see there's two words. One thing, you've looked at all the root words so far, they're pretty much a word on its own. Like you can use happy, school, appear, young, come, spoke, grateful, or play on its own. Now you have this word worthless, and you can actually use both words on their own. So you're kind of probably wondering, well, which one's going to be the root word? Which one's going to be the prefix or the suffix? Okay. So looking at this, I have to determine which one would fit as a prefix or a suffix first here. And I know that the word that's most commonly used for the prefix or suffix here is the word less. Okay, that's the one that's most commonly used, and it's most commonly used as a suffix. So we know that the root word then is going to be worth. Okay, and then we know that the word that's following it, less, will be used as a suffix in this situation. Now, if you're wondering how is that possible, it's mainly because the suffix less, which is meaning without, is usually added to nouns and verbs to form adjectives here. Okay, so as you can see here, worth would be the verb, like, what's the worth? How much is that worth? Like that. And when you combine the two, the less is always used as a suffix, and it's forming the adjective that we see here. Okay, so that's why worthless is comprised like that. our last word is underground. And again, just like with the word worthless, you're probably wondering, well, there are two words on their own. So which is going to be which? Which is the root word, which could be the prefix or the suffix here. Okay? So usually we know that under, the meaning is it's not enough. And that's the word most commonly used with many nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Okay? So if we know that for a fact, then we know that the root word will be ground. And since we've determined that the root word is ground, we know that under is going to be the prefix. Okay, so these are my examples for prefixes and suffixes with root words, and I'm going to give you guys a bonus activity right now where you'll be doing something similar to this, but not exact, but the idea is the same. Okay, let's take a look at those now. So here's the bonus activity. And again, we're going to be focusing on prefixes and suffixes here, as well as root words, since you can't have a prefix and a suffix without the root word here. So here are the directions. Sometimes root words are changed by adding a part to the beginning of the word, prefix, or to the end of the word, suffix. So read the words below. Underline the prefix or the suffix, write the root word. So what you're going to be doing for this activity here is underlining the prefix or the suffix, just underline it, and then you're going to write the root word in the space where it says root word. Okay, and that's it. So there's no complete sentences to give, there's no explanation here. This has got some reading directions and following the directions here. So you really got to be paying attention to what the directions say, because if you don't do it right, you're not going to get the full mark. And I've seen many students who get this assignment, they just write the root word because they just see a space for that. They didn't read the directions. So they failed to underline the prefix or the suffix. That means you're only getting half. At least if I'm marking it, you're only going to get half. Some teachers mark the whole thing wrong because you didn't do the complete assignment. So in that sense, I'm a bit kind in that regards here. Okay, so that's why I read it out to you, and that's why I'm talking to you about it now. So you do that. So please just underline the prefix or the suffix, and then in the space where it says root word, just write root word. Okay, and that's all you need to do. You can shoot that back to me, and I will be happy to look it over and make a video about it. If it's submitted to me. If you don't have a printer, same as always, just write this out. This is pretty easy. You just need to write word and root word on some line paper, and then 1 through 10, and just copy the word, and then write the root word, and just underline the prefix or the suffix. So not too difficult. So this is something you can do. You can do on a piece of line paper if you are not able to get to a printer. Okay, so don't stress on this activity here. If you can't print it, just get some line paper, just write neatly. Okay, and thank you once again for spending part of your day with me and watching one of my videos. I hope you guys are all safe out there, and I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you once again for joining in today's lesson. Please message me through Facebook Messenger, or you can email me at jollyformore@gmail.com to learn more about my online tutorial service. Please leave a comment down below. If you know someone interested in hiring an online tutor, share this video. And if you would like to get a bell notification for all my newest videos, please subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. And until then, please be safe out there. Have a great day.